Hi guys, I'm Charlie Book Fanatic and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a story time about the time I was catfished. And I can tell you already, the title is not clickbait. I have been catfished for 5 years straight by the same person, and I was really close to this person and it was a devastating experience for me. So let's start from the beginning. In 2009, I was, I think, 9 years old. I'm going to say I'm not totally innocent in this either. But I was 9 years old, I think, in 2009. I joined this chatting website. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I was on a Dutch version of this site, but there's also an English version of this site, and it's called Habbo. So I was on Habbo, I think from 2006 onwards. Like, I was very, very young when I joined Habbo. And it's basically a chatting website where you can chat with other people in the format of you are like this pixel doll and you can go from room to room and you can chat with people and you can add them as friends and you can have chats with them. So all went well on this chatting website. And in 2009, I met a guy, like in the summer of 2009, like July, August somewhere. This guy came up to me in this game and in this chatting website game. And he recognized me because I was talking to some people he knew as well. And I was like, oh, hello. I was very open, I was very spontaneous, and that was when we started talking. Like, we got very, very close over the summer of 2009, and we talked like every single day, and this may sound very strange to you. I'm going to be honest with you here. I feel like I should insert that here. I was lying about my age at the time. Like, I felt like nobody would take me seriously if I told them I was 11, so I told them I was like 14 or 15 at the time. So this guy was 15 as well. At least he said so. I lied about my age for like 3 years. Like, it was that bad, but I didn't feel like it made much of a difference because after 3 years I came clean anyway. But I don't feel good about that, and I felt like I should mention that I wasn't completely honest about my age there. So I started talking to this guy, and like every single day for the whole summer, and then school started again and we were still talking. Like, that went on for like 2 years, and then I quit playing Habbo because I was so busy and I got more of a real life. Like, I was living very much through the internet, and when I got older, that became less and less, and I went outside more and I did other things, and so I didn't really talk to him then anymore, and I started missing him because he was very much a part of my life, and I talked to him every single day after school, and we were very close friends in my opinion. It also went as far as me kind of falling in love with him. Like, I loved him very much so as a friend, but I also felt like I was falling in love with him, and we had kind of an online relationship, on and off, but we always talked. Like, even if we were not in a relationship, we always talked. Like, we never had a bad patch or anything like that. But he never, like, he was the catfish obviously, but he never showcased any, he never showed any intention of getting me naked or asking me about pictures or asking me inappropriate things. He never did anything like that, which makes his story so weird, for me at least. So when I kind of didn't talk to him anymore, I talked to him occasionally when I still got online, but I didn't get online as much anymore. A friend of mine who I also met through this website I'm still talking to, and she became my best friend, asked his phone number for me, and I added him into my phone, and I sent him a message on WhatsApp. I think, yeah, I already had WhatsApp then. I think this was back in 2012. 2011 or 2012, I think it was 2012. Anyway, I started talking to him via WhatsApp, and it was all well and good, and we talked and we talked every day again. Like, we talked so much via WhatsApp. But I noticed he had a change. Like, he was always very enthusiastic, and he told me he stopped playing Habbo as well. But I noticed he had changed, like, a lot. He was always very enthusiastic and energetic when we were on this game, but he now was more laid back and less energetic. And I don't know, I noticed a very huge change in his personality, which was kind of weird to me, but I didn't say anything about it. Like, he was still my friend, I still liked him. So we talked like that for a long time. And I think the summer of 2013, yes, he went on a vacation to Turkey because he was originally from Turkey. So he went for the summer to Turkey. And then at the end of summer, like August, like I remember this distinctly, September 1st, I got a tweet from someone who made an anonymous account on Twitter. And that person tweeted me like, the person you've been talking to for the past 5 years is fake. And I didn't want to believe it. Like, I was so naive. I said, no, he's not fake. We never Skyped. I never talked to him on the phone. And I've seen pictures of him, but those could have been not real, you know. Apparently they weren't. So I didn't believe them. Like, they were able to prove it to me, but I didn't want them to. Like, I was denying it. I was like, no, he's real. What are you saying? Why are you trying to bring him down? And he immediately, like, closed off his phone number. He closed his phone number. He didn't respond to emails. He didn't respond to Skype messages. He disappeared off the face of the earth, basically. So I was devastated. I missed him very much so, and I was like, he was my closest friend. I literally told him everything. Like, he was the one person I could tell everything to. So it was very devastating for me when he suddenly disappeared without letting me know anything about this, like not even giving me an explanation. So after a couple months, I kept looking through phone books, looking for his phone number, looking online, looking for his email address, looking for his pictures, getting them through Google Pictures. Nothing turned up. I couldn't find anything. So eventually I went back onto Habbo, and I found another friend of his back in the day, and she gave me another email address of his I didn't have. So I emailed him on that email address, and I got, like, not even 2 minutes went past, and I got an email back with only a phone number in it. Like, because I emailed him saying, like, I think I deserve an explanation. You will always be my friend. I just want to have an explanation for this behavior and why you have lied to me for the past 5 years. So I only got a phone number back. And I added his phone number into my phone, and I WhatsApped him. And basically, I got a message back immediately. He was telling me he was not the guy I always knew. He was someone else. He was a couple years older, like, not a lot, but he had a totally different appearance. He was not from Turkey. He was Dutch. But, like, I didn't mind. But his personality was completely different again. Like, he was so different. I still have a hard time believing this whole story, because he talked like he was a teenager, you know, but I will get back to that in a bit. He basically explained everything. I asked him, have you ever actually liked me? Have you ever even loved me? I know it's a cliche thing to ask, but he said, yes, I did. But, you know, you've never really loved me, or you've never really known me, because I was always a different person. I was like, yeah, whose fault is that? But so I felt very hurt by that, because it was so true. I didn't know him at all. He was a totally different person. He said his whole personality was faked. Like, his whole personality wasn't true. It was a totally different person. He was acting like a different person. And I was devastated. Like, how can you do that every single day for 5 years straight? So I talked to him one time, and I was like, I just need answers. And for me, I was like, I need to close this off. So after that one conversation where he explained things very vaguely, I was like, I need to stop this. I won't message him anymore. It's done. I'm done with this. So I didn't message him anymore. He didn't message me, and it was all good. Not really, not with me anyway. I felt very betrayed. I felt very hurt. I needed professional help after that as well. I didn't delete his number from my phone. I don't know why, but I just couldn't. I just felt like I couldn't. So I went and I still looked at his profile picture and his WhatsApp status in my phone a couple of times, occasionally. And after a couple months, I noticed that his profile picture had changed. And his profile picture was of a very Turkish looking man, which would explain why he could speak Turkish. But a very Turkish looking man who was very old. Like he was in his 50s or end 40s. It was crazy. And in the picture was not only a man, but there were two boys or two other men standing beside him, and I know for a fact those were the kids from the man in the picture. And his profile picture changed a couple times, was always the same man, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I called him anonymously and I got this old man's voice on the phone. And I went crazy. Like, I've been talking for 5 years to an old man with children. And then I remembered something that I always pushed to the back of my mind. A couple of years ago, I had been called by a girl who was very much in a frenzy. She was like, why is your phone number my dad's phone? Why is he messaging you? Why is he calling you? And I was like, I don't know. What? I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. And I hung up on her. And that sprang back into my mind. And I was like, I was talking to someone's dad. I've been in an online relationship with someone from the age of 50, he probably was younger back then, with children. And I was like, oh, you've got to keep in mind, I was 11 when I met him. He didn't know that. He thought I was 14. But still, that is fucking crazy. Like, he started talking to me when he thought I was 14. And we were in an online relationship then. That is sick. It still hurts me. I still can't get my mind around it. I'm like, why would you do something like that? He never asked me anything inappropriate. He never asked me for pictures or anything like that. So why? Was he looking for companionship or what? Was he looking for a friend? So why was he in an online relationship and sweet talking me then? Like, he was cheating, basically. He was emotionally or mentally cheating with me on his wife, probably. How sick is that? Come on. That is, I still can't believe it. I still can't get my mind around it. Like, there was 2013, by the way, when I figured this out, or 2014 already. I think it was 2013 and 2013 when I figured this out. But it crushed me. Like, I needed help after this. Like, and you can imagine why, probably, because I've been talking for 5 years to an old man with kids. I've been in love with an old man with kids. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the story time here. I can laugh about it. I'm like, this is a crazy story, but it's all true. It's all true when I realize how crazy this sounds, but honestly, I still can't believe it myself sometimes. Like, how did this happen? How naive was I? I was still very young, obviously, but still, that is so crazy. Anyway, this is the end of my story time. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you've ever been catfished and in what way. So yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye!